You're not really tempted so much to look outside because what's in here is gorgeous. So you get to have 4 wives. You
Does that
stick one
appeal
in
to
this
you?
tower. Well, I wouldn't say yes, but I wouldn't say no. But I could see how it was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Spoken like a true man.
Mira lo que viene.
Dios mío! Wow!
Bravo!
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I love you.
Mario is going to have a heart attack if he sees this.
I could never have a menage with you guys. You talk too much.
1, 2. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is making music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of friends, insisting that the world keep turning our way. And our way is on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again.
It is so exquisite. I mean, the color is just, this is so beautiful.
Our road trip to the Costa Brava had deserved a resounding bravo.
It's so perfect in every way.
We began in Barcelona with a spin through the city with the rock star,
That's me in the spot.
and then did a trio performance at La Boqueria.
Could you part the Red Seas, Moses?
Gwyneth and I cooked with one of Spain's superstar chefs, Carmen Ruscalleda.
Oh, chef, 3 stars, Michelin.
Perfecto.
Meanwhile, Bittman and Claudia got surreal with Salvador Dali, and then sublime with the utterly simple fish cookery at a restaurant called Rafa's. Finally, GP and I got a bit goth, first at the 12th century cathedral, and later in the Jewish quarter dating back to the Middle Ages.
This is a real adventure, Batals.
You got it, Pouts.
Have we been on the road long enough?
Mario had left me alone in Andalucia with Gwyneth and Claudia.
Please.
Thoroughly modern metrosexual that I am, I was just fine hanging out in Granada with the ladies. The Alhambra, the spectacular 14th century Moorish palace overlooking the city, was a road trip must. To beat the crowds, we'd planned to arrive early, but young Claudia somehow shockingly missed her wake-up call. So Gwynnie and I turned it into a tour for 2.
You want to see some action? So, it's the playground of the Sultan.
I just can't believe that they were able in the 12th century to make all these amazing aqueducts to get the water to come down and...
Well, the Romans did it, so they could do it.
Well, that's true.
12 centuries before that.
That's true.
So what is it, 6 kilometers from where the river is to down to here?
It's quite a long
Yeah.
way.
And then you hang out here all summer, you grow your pomegranates,
You go to eat your granadas.
you eat your granadas, you do your prayers, you wash your hands, you have water fights.
Sounds good to me.
You're not engaging.
Ah!
Got you that
Pittman! I'm gonna get you for that. Ooh, so this
Look
is
at
the
this.
huerta and huerto.
The Sultan's garden. Mm-hmm. Let's go down.
The architecture's all, so it's all enclosed so the Sultan could come, sit down low on his blanket with all these miradas, these portals to look out, and enjoy the fruit of his garden.
It's really nice.
Are those peaches?
They look like oranges to me. Let's find out.
I want
You
to.
can get more to eat. Yeah?
Yeah, let's go.
It's like there's everything here. Except tomatoes and potatoes, because those were New World. You got your pomegranates,
Yes.
your granadas. And this was like the kitchen garden. What's the word? Huerta? Huerto?
Huerto and huerta. One
Both?
for fruits, one for vegetables.
So it's like the kitchen garden for the Sultan's stuff. And they were growing everything.
Amazing.
Fruits, every fruit and vegetable you can think of.
Are those peaches? I think they're peaches. I want to
go
go
look.
see. They're persimmons.
Persimmons.
Oh my gosh. Do you want one?
I want either one or some of that one.
Mmm.
It's good. It's a winner.
Oh my God, 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 God.
And I've never eaten a persimmon straight from the tree.
Ah, what's all this seaweed stuff in it? Is that okay? Mmm.
The life of a sultan.
Pas mal. Mmm. This is one of the sweetest fruits I've ever had in my life.
You know, one of the things I love about you, Gwyneth, you eat first, ask questions later. Now, we have to find some water, which I think we
Exactly.
can do. So, I didn't realize that the Alhambra was basically a water collection facility.
This is all part of the Muslim purification ritual. So they had all of this water, this very complicated system that has to be fresh, purified water, so directly from the mountain.
It's really cold.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is cold.
But when the sun is out here,
Yeah.
it's really hot. This is air conditioning, right?
Well, I think a lot of people assume that the water was built to keep the kings cool in the summer palace, but actually there's a spiritual thing behind it, which is so as they go up the stairs, they get the water for Muslims is life and purification, so they would dunk their hands in, right hand, left hand, and then do their feet. And so by the time they reached
Face.
the top, they were purified and refreshed.
I'm feeling pure.
It's sort of like a mikvah, but Muslim style.
No, but water is sacred and holy for everybody, especially in hot places like this.
Absolutely.
Gwynny.
Diddy,
No kidding.
this is unbelievable.
This is what they call awe-inspiring, I think. Look at the intricacy of this.
Crazy. And apparently this doesn't exist anymore in the world.
No.
The idea was that when they settled, they built these rooms to evoke the spirit of sleeping outside.
Well, you have the
Nomadic.
sky, the beautiful vaulted ceiling to represent the sky. And when Islamic people pray and when they sit, they always, I mean, when they're in a room, they sit around the edges. So this,
They
I
sit on
think,
the
is
floor?
the horizon and some of the most beautiful details in the tile. The tile work is incredible.
And is this some kind of poem or religious writing here?
So some is poetry and some is formal prayer and meditation.
So a
Admire
wife
the
would sleep
walls.
in here with her children, which is
Right.
insane because there's no baby gate, and have you seen the drop off?
Well, they had lots of children, so they're sort of disposable. But here you go, kids.
I mean, this is so far down.
This was built by this guy, Yusef,
Right.
who was one of the main architects, Yusef I, who was one of the main architects of the Alhambra. But this is just like this teeny tiny little corner, right? A palace that he built for one wife, and he was allowed to have four, but this was for one, I think, and the kids. I don't know. Should we sit in the sun and admire?
Absolutely.
It does feel like you're outside, and it's impossible not to look up and impossible not to sort of just admire every bit. And what's amazing is that even though there's all these windows and this beautiful natural light, you're not really tempted so much to look outside because what's in here is gorgeous. So you get to have four wives. You
Does that
stick one
appeal
in
to
this
you?
tower. Well, I wouldn't say yes, but I wouldn't say no. But I could see how it was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Spoken like a true man.
Spoken like a true diplomatic man.
I could stay here for a while.
Yeah, especially if we had a picnic.
Exactly. I wonder what they ate.
persimmons, pomegranates, peaches, oranges, eggplants, artichokes, onions. What else did we see? Saw a lot of stuff. Herbs.
So, you know, they talk about writers coming here and being inspired, like Jimenez, the famous Spanish writer, came and wrote that the sound of water that you hear everywhere is like the sound of blood through your veins. You hear it all over the Alhambra.
That's a nice image.
Yeah. So maybe you could come here and be inspired by the artichokes and persimmons and write another cookbook.
This would be a great place to write a cookbook. We need to come here and do a cookbook from the gardens of the Alhambra.
That would be great.
Washington Irving lived here and wrote books, I think, or
Yeah.
stayed here and wrote
Yes.
books.
Mhm.
But did he cook?
I don't know.
Did he have access to the gardens? I think with that small army of gardeners and that tiny little huerta and huerto, I could probably do okay.
I bet you could.
Need to bring in a lamb every now and then.
That could be on your side of the table.
We could do some good cooking here. So how's your cooking going?
My cooking gives me great joy.
You gonna do a cookbook?
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah. What's your
my thing?
topic?
Well, basically, you know, in the past few years, I've been home, I've been a mother, and I feel like I've been expressing myself creatively through food. And I just sort of got in the habit of cooking all the time and reading a lot about it. And then I got really interested in how to make a really great meal, fresh, local, organic, in season, in a very short amount of time. So you can put the kids to bed.
So the meal for the grown-ups.
The meal for the
grown-up meal.
which is an important part of life, I
I
think.
totally agree.
So, so I was thinking that might be an interesting book.
The When the Children Are Asleep cookbook.
Exactly. Would you buy my cookbook?
Would I buy your cookbook? I'm gonna write it for you.
Oh, good.
So we're sitting in this place that's, I think it's 700 years old, maybe 8.
It's
Not
at
in-
1333.
Oh, so not even really 7. It's practically new.
This is a fraud.
And we're sitting here talking about exactly what they probably sat here and talked about, which was what's for dinner, or at least what's for lunch, or what are you cooking these days?
What is for lunch, by the way?
Oh, Arabic food, I'm hoping, or at least Span-Arabic food.
That would be nice.
Sparabic food.
Shall we?
Well, you know, tengo muchísima hambre.
Very good, Biddy. I mean,
That's the only thing I know how to say. Anyway, you know, there's some places that are just completely evocative of their time.
it's true.
And this is a perfect one. It's just incredible. It takes you back.
You can just imagine in the time, just after lunch, going on a nice long walk through all the gardens, going to another wife's house, checking in.
I think you like that idea more than I do. I've traveled a lot in the Arab world, and
Right.
this is what's great about Spain compared to the rest of Europe, is you have stuff that's like northern India, it's like Turkey, it's like North Africa, this real amazing, you know, what they call the Moorish architecture.
Right.
It's phenomenal stuff.
I've never traveled anywhere there yet, so.
Well, but in
this is my
Spain you can
first
get it.
experience. Exactly. They
So, you
look
know, the Moors
wild.
ruled for what, 700 years? 700 or 800 to 1400?
Right,
And then the Christians reconquered.
right.
Whether this was a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know.
Probably a little bit of both,
And then they went and conquered the New World,
right?
brought back all this gold, all these tomatoes and potatoes and chiles, started an entirely new cuisine that was sort of native Spanish and Arabic.
Is that when it started?
Well, that's when they started integrating the old Arabic influences, the stuff from the New World,
Right.
and the original Spanish food, Iberian food.
Wow.
And now here in the 21st century, you have, you know, some of the most creative cuisine in the world coming out of here.
It's true.
Probably the most creative cuisine in the world.
We were feeling a bit peckish after our rather remarkable Alhambra tour, so we met up with Claudia at a restaurant in the Albaicin, the Arabic neighborhood of whitewashed houses and narrow streets overlooking the Alhambra. Claudia may have slept through the tour, but she wasn't about to miss a meal.
So while you were sleeping,
You
what happened to
You
you?
guys didn't wake me up. I can't believe you saw the Alhambra
I'm
without
not
me.
your mother.
Pittman, you failed me.
We were schlepping around the Alhambra for like 4 hours, but there was no food, there was no wine, there was no.
Well,
Who
here
needs
comes
it there?
So we need something small, a little snack.
Hola.
Bueno, vaya a probar
Tapa.
una tapa, no. Lleva mucho marisco. Lleva mejillones, almejas, cazón.
Oh, qué rico.
Can you ask why we're having?
Es un
There's
guiso
no
muy
ocean
antiguo.
here. I know this.
Aunque parezca que es un sitio de interior, tenemos unos 30 kilómetros de costa y hay mucha fama por la pesca y muchos pescadores.
There's a lot of tradition of fishing. There's a lot of the coast. There's 30 kilometers of coast. So even though we're in the interior, they still have a very strong tradition of seafood.
Gracias.
How far is the sea? The
I think
Mediterranean?
it's 60 kilometers.
Boquerones fritos.
See,
Este es el toque final.
Sí. Así es como lo hace mi madre en mi
that's a
casa.
nice little
I see.
garnish, huh?
This is how his mother does it in his house.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Let's do a perfect
that.
bite. Mira, this with this.
Nice bocarona.
Wow. So this looks very Middle Eastern here.
Qué bueno.
Couscous.
Couscous de verdura, con garbanzo, habichuelas, pasas y toda calabaza, nabo, berenjena.
Winnie, do you
Sí,
like all kinds
gracias.
of veggies? Así, para probar.
Okay, perfecto. What makes it that color?
Maybe the pumpkin. Maybe
We
more
should ask him.
saffron.
Oops, I lost my garbanzo bean. Very nice.
Does anyone want the sauce? Betty?
Caldo? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'll put it in one corner so you can have both versions on the
So
side.
good to me.
So would this be like a example of the Moroccan-Spanish fusion?
I don't know what's Spanish about it. It's North African.
Exactly.
Bueno, the fact
We're
that
in
the
Spain.
That's Spanish.
and the vegetables are all typical from this area.
Spanish food is Arabic food, at least down here. 700 years, 800 years of.
Yep, it's part of the culture. The
Part of the
richness
culture.
of it.
Little post today?
Always.
Se come rápido, ¿eh?
Sí, ¿no? A ver, ¿qué nos traes?
Bueno, como postre,
Sí.
me ha parecido bien ponerle.
Everything again from the area.
Perfecto. What
La-
a strange
Si nos puedes
fruit.
servir esto.
Sí, sí.
Do you know what
You
it's
like it?
Very weird.
You know what it's called in English?
What?
Custard apple.
Very weird. Nice, but weird.
¿Qué otro tipo de frutas tropicales que tenéis aquí por el microclima
Por
que
el microclima
mencionabas?
tenemos el aguacate, la guayaba,
¿Qué
también
es
muy
esto?
buena.
¿Guayaba?
Oh,
Sí,
guava.
¿no?
Sí,
Yeah,
guayaba.
El carambola,
Carambola.
forma de
You know,
star,
Star fruit.
Yeah.
star fruit.
Yellow, ¿no? Es yellow.
Lichi.
Really?
Wow,
¿Qué se crecen aquí?
Sí, sí, en la parte en el sur de Granada.
Wow.
¿Qué más
Mango?
fruta?
No.
Mango sí, mango este es de la costa.
Este.
I love it. So what is there to do around here?
We could go see the highest mountains in Europe except for the Alps.
El
outside
pico
of
de
the Alps.
Mulhacén is there.
Oh, I'd like to go the other way. Go near to the coast or something. See.
Almuñeca. We can just get in the car and then,
Decide in the morning.
yeah.
Breakfast at around 10:30.
Sounds good to me.
We'll keep Claudia's hours.
You better wake me this time or I'll be pissed off.
How come with all this driving around Spain, we've yet to lie down and have a siesta?
I know, the most typical and greatest tradition of all.
This may be the greatest tradition of Spain.
Really?
But now that we're in Andalucia, where they take epic siestas,
Epic siestas?
I think
they're
it's
the land of siesta.
The mother of all siestas?
Exactly.
I wish Mario was here to join in the siesta though.
He'd be talking.
He'd be bragging about how fast he can fall asleep. I can fall asleep in under 30 seconds. Watch me. Time me. Time me.
happened, it
I know.
happened.
I was there. It was hilarious.
All right, it takes me a while to fall asleep, so
Do you want me to sing a lullaby to you?
please.
Okay. The most typical lullaby when you're a kid in Spain, they sing. Maybe you know this one, Gwyneth. Duérmete, niño, duérmete. duérmete ya, que si no el coco te comerá. Which is very sweetly saying, you better fall asleep, because otherwise someone will eat you.
You just
does
shocked
that?
me out of my slumber with horror.
You better fall asleep or someone will eat you.
A ver, which one's yours?
Well, that's very similar to Rockabye Baby, which I will not sing, but
Why
maybe
not?
Gwyneth will.
I'm not
Sing for me,
singing.
baby.
Rockabye Baby on the treetop. Actually, it's also pretty
It's
horrible.
also quite bad in the
When
treetop.
the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, you know a bough is a branch?
Yeah.
The cradle will fall, and down will come baby cradle and all. It's just as bad.
It's just as bad. What are these Victorian?
I know. they're
It's like scaring your kid to sleep.
Do you sing any lullabies to your kids, Gwyneth?
No.
No.
Gwyneth, we're trying to
Well
get
done.
you to sweat. Say.
I lock them in a cave. I throw in a piece of bread. And I say, see you in the morning. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I love you.
That's sweet.
Mira, turn.
I feel like I'm in a cocoon.
Mira, now it's actually
The
better.
problem is that
like this.
women move too much. Mario is going to have a heart attack if he sees this.
It actually helps if you talk to fall asleep. So if you want to tell us a story.
It might help you. It's not going to help me. So your hair.
I could never have a menage with you guys. You talk too much.
That siesta in my life is the benchmark nap to which all others must be compared. We were all well rested next morning as we drove over the Sierra Nevadas to the Costa Tropical.
I've been in West Texas shooting, and there is something about it that's giving me West Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not with the sea down there.
No, not with the sea.
Take me to the beach.
Mira, Wittmann.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Apparently they grow tons of tropical fruit in this sort of crescent here.
Yeah, it has apparently the weather, when it has a microclimate, because it's the place where the sun is longer in the whole of Europe.
Really?
What? I don't think there's any science behind that one.
Wittmann. You just have to trust the science of Claudia.
The science of Claudia? Yes, I believe it's the science of Claudia.
Oh, look at that. I love avocado. Me too.
Agave. They could make tequila here.
Yeah, look at this. This is very California.
Mango, cherimoya, and these are these big star leaves.
Yeah.
I'll show you some. That's castor plant, very highly poisonous.
Really? Oh,
really?
Yeah. What's poisonous? The leaves or
There's
the...
a fruit that comes off of it. You can make poison out of it. You can really kill people with that. It grows all over California, too. This is pretty.
This is very pretty.
This motril
Yeah.
sound.
Yep. Motril.
Motril.
Ahí.
Excuse me.
You just have to be...
Motril. 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 Motril.
It's so great.
Hola!
Hola!
Las más guapas del mundo!
Y el judío viejo. Maybe they have churros in this town.
Ah, I think you might get lucky.
This looks great, this little
Yeah.
town. Oh yeah.
Bueno, Winnie, we're gonna get you some churros. You've earned it with your
Necesitamos
driving.
No.
churros.
Perdona, ¿dónde podemos conseguir churros? Sí. En el mercado.
mercado.
¿Recto? Mercado
Gracias.
Municipal. That's where we're heading.
Great. We need
What'd
to
she
find the
say?
mercado.
That we can find them in el Mercado Municipal.
We'll find some cherimoyas.
Yeah, you can have cherimoyas and I'll have fried dough and fat.
Me too.
Look at this. Doesn't it remind, not that I've ever been to Greece, but This sort of reminds me of pictures of.
Doesn't it remind you of places you've never been?
Pictures.
Well, you know these little white
not-
villages
For
uphill.
Greece, not that I've ever been there.
Not that I've ever been there. I want to know where they sell the black skirts and cardigans that all of the grannies wear in Spain. They're so sweet.
I know.
It's like a standard issue uniform. You
Yeah,
turn
it is.
65
And the hairdo.
you get the black skirt and the cardi.
They're adorable.
It's so lovely. Ooh, churros.
Churros todos los días, Gwynny. This is your place.
Mercado Municipal. Okay, we need to
How do you
park.
say 12?
Chocolate.
Ooh, wow. Qué bueno.
That's a nice color. It's got dark red. It's beautiful.
The smell.
Oh,
Yeah?
and you're so good at pouring it.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Yummy.
Yum. Qué bueno.
Mira lo que viene.
Dios mío. Wow.
Bravo.
Gracias.
Amazing. We came to the right place, no? We got such a good tip from that lady, my God. I know.
I wouldn't say it wasn't true. It's the best churro I ever had. It's unbelievable. It's like total crunch.
It's really, really, really good. How many people do we need to get through this coil of churro?
We can take it on the car.
It's called tejeringo. This is the original tejeringo.
Flour, water, salt.
It has one secret that I can explain to you because I have an authorization to give it.
You have no authorization?
No, because it's very antique. We are the only one making in Salvador.
Are you serious?
This serious. We don't make churros. That is tejeringo.
So, ¿qué es la diferencia entre churros y tejeringos?
Tejeringos is hard. It's fuerte.
Very,
And the churros is
very crisp.
Thick, you know, it's like
It's spongy.
spongy. That's it.
Strut your stuff a little bit and get us the secret.
I don't want to get him to, what am I, in the CIA? Want me to bind him and torture him in the back? This is how you get your recipes. You
Yeah, I
go
come to the
weird
Grenadian
corners.
Riviera.
Yeah. Unknown corners of the earth. Then you try and steal the recipes as evidenced by the fact that you were trying to get his secret ingredient. Cuídate, porque eres un escritor de una revista muy importante en Nueva York.
I won't. I
Él
can't.
va a poner el secreto, pero no dices nada.
When you come back to New York, if they want to try your stuff for me, I'll go to make to you and I come back to the next
Muy
week.
bien.
Exactly.
Listen,
Now,
girls, we gotta go. We gotta go to the beach. But this is really what's great about being on the road,
this
huh?
is great.
Yeah.
This
So,
was a jewel.
you know what? Pay the guy.
Venga.
Venga.
You're liking this, eh? Me inviting
Like you. Yeah, I like the kiss. I like your face.
Pleasure.
Encantado.
Bestseller one of these days. I want to read one of your books. Lady,
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Take it in your heart.
Adios.
I am so full from that.
Yeah, me too.
I think I
Yeah.
overdid it. I feel a little bit. It was a
I've
little
already
bit of a
forgotten
gut
the name
bomb.
of.
Yeah, it really was.
We need to find something light, sort of, to
Yeah.
break the fat, right?
Fruit, maybe.
That would be really good.
We're in the perfect
Wait,
place for
isn't
that.
there some famous fruit market around somewhere?
Yes, we can go to Almuñécar, which is very famous for
What town?
Muñecar,
Almuñécar.
to make the doll.
Can we go there? Let's go there.
Let's go there.
We need some fruit.
I'm so glad we did that.
Yeah, me too.
I never even had heard of tejeringos.
Well, why don't you pull over? We'll all throw up.
I ate more than both of you put together. Biddy, you barely ate any.
You guys have no clue.
I came very close, Winnie.
You're so macho, both of you.
No, we're not. We don't.
Matcha. I ate so much more than you did.
That's not macho. That's we're ashamed of ourselves. We're admiring your restraint.
I didn't feel restrained. I felt like I was picking, and I couldn't stop. And
The
I kept
coil
saying-
kept getting
I
smaller.
kept saying I
smaller.
really wasn't going to eat any of this. Look at the castle on the. That's a beautiful town.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. Hombre, mira.
Oh, this is
You expect to see dolphins burst out of the surface.
There's the beach. What are we doing? Oh, right, we're going to get fruit.
think we'll find the beach later.
Yes.
Because God forbid a minute should pass without us thinking about food.
This is really, really something.
I'm gonna have to take a picture.
Wow.
Yeah, without my big Jewish nose in it.
One with you, Winnie. Here. A ver, otra. That's when we're gonna have our car crash. This is cute.
I really love just driving with an open top.
I know, it's great. I've never done it.
All these cactuses in flower.
Have you ever had one of those cactus pears? They're good.
I haven't.
We used to eat those in California when we were little.
How long were you in California as a kid?
I was born there and we lived there till I was 11,
Yeah?
and then New York City. It was a nice way to grow up.
It's great. I mean, the weather is such a privilege in California. Yeah. And then New York has amazing things.
California's great when you're little. Especially when I was little there, it was kind of a hippie beach culture, and it was different than it is now. Al Muñecar.
Yeah. That was close.
Yeah. I bet we can find this fruit market somewhere. Barbikini. Home-cooked food called barbikini. Mario would appreciate that. Da, 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 da.
For the anti-tejeringos diet.
Hola.
Hola,
¿Qué tal?
bien. Hola, ¿qué tal? Aguacate pequeño que no crece más y por dentro no tiene hueso.
Ah, it doesn't have a stone inside.
And what's inside?
There's no
Nothing.
No
No
stone?
stone.
¿Ves? No tiene hueso por
Ah,
dentro.
mira.
Oye, y una pregunta, ¿chirimollos están en su punto ahora?
Ahora están comenzando.
¿Sí?
Empezaron. O sea que ahora es su tiempo.
It's the season for chirimollos.
Do you want one?
Yes, es lo
Y para comer sería así.
Perfecto. Oye, pues nos la puedes abrir, que ahora tenemos ya un poquito de... Muchas gracias, ¿eh? Así picamos. Ah, I love this food.
Gracias.
Oye, esta nos la puedes partir también.
That is really nice. Queremos comprar un mango,
¿Un mango?
pero podemos partirlo ahora. Gracias.
Qué bien. No mames.
Yeah, she's cutting parallel to the pit right next to it. She has some experience.
What a privilege to get fruit like this
This
already.
is great.
Isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
Qué
Gracias.
bonito. Muchas gracias.
What should I do?
Just, there you go. It's a good technique. I like it.
That is really good.
That is a nice mango.
¿De dónde viene?
De aquí del muñeca.
De aquí. Ay, qué bien.
Toda esta fruta es de aquí.
Toda, ¿verdad?
Todo.
The Costa Tropical's fruit was nothing less than sensational. But we were about to find out that its seafood was equally awesome.
Avocado, tomato, orange, tuna.
Oh, that's nice. See, this is macrobiotic.
This is beautiful.
Everything right from the area.
Exactly.
Gracias. So after you say enough, he gives you one more.
At least. He gave me two
always
more.
the
if I
same.
said
In my
enough.
grandparents' house, that's the way it was.
Vino, my
Traditional.
darlings.
No, thank you.
Oh, come on, a little
Not
bit.
in the day.
You're going home.
Oh my God. What a lovely avocado.
Ya está.
I can see, as usual, I'm going to have to be bearing
drinker.
the load.
Very nice.
Can I sing? Oh, it's such a perfect day.
Oh, great song.
Would you like that?
I'm glad I spent it with you.
Such a perfect day. You just keep me hanging on. You just keep me hanging on.
So, So far, looking back, what have been some of your favorite moments from the trip, guys?
Every time I can think of a favorite moment, I'm freezing to death in the back of one of the convertibles.
Claudia?
So many.
So many.
Name
No,
3.
really. For example, the mariscadoras
Yeah, that was really great.
in Galicia was amazing. In San Sebastian with our Zach. What about you?
Gosh, it's tough. Oh, gracias. I really loved Girona. It was amazing.
I missed
The
that.
old Jewish quarter was
I missed that.
incredible.
I would have liked to have gone there.
I loved the shellfish that we had in Galicia and that random little
Casa Pinto, I think it's called, right?
casapintos.
Oh, qué bueno.
I loved that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is incredibly good.
That's a great shrimp.
That is great.
This is a very good eating day, I must say. Really good.
Who would have thought that this town that we've never heard of would get overall the highest eating score?
This one? I
Yeah.
still haven't heard of it. What's it called?
Almuñécar.
I will forget it by the second.
No, you won't.
I'll say that town by the coast on the Spanish Riviera. Well, you know, I always say it's good to have a short memory because it keeps life fresh.
Although it doesn't look like it because we're in southern Spain. It's Halloween today, so after lunch I gotta go back.
The kids.
I can't miss it.
When my kids were little, I did anything to be there for Halloween.
Right?
What are they dressing as?
My daughter is dressing as Daphne from Scooby-Doo. And my
your
son,
son?
well, he has a few choices, so he's either gonna be Scooby-Doo or another dog or Batman.
Great.
And then you're off to New York, right?
And then I'm
What
off
is
to
this
New
film
York.
you're
I see.
shooting?
Tell us.
It's called Two Lovers, and it's written and directed by James Gray. It's with Joaquin Phoenix,
He's great.
and I'm excited. It should be fun. So
While
what
you're
are,
gone, we're staying here. We have a little honeymoon,
Yeah.
just the two of us.
That sounds nice.
And soon the three of us. I call them my two husbands, Mario y Marc.
Mario y Marc, muy bien.
Vamos a servir el arroz caldoso de aquí de la zona.
That's very
Todo a
nice.
base de marisco. ¿eh?
Perfecto.
Qué bueno.
Beautiful.
This is arroz caldoso
Caldoso.
from the area with lots of seafood and everything from the area.
This is a rice dish. Oh, I want that.
It looks great.
I don't know this thing about serving women first. I don't even know if I approve of that.
It's nice. I love it. It's a great tradition and it should never die. Ah.
Oh.
Wow. Gracias. I'm watching your reaction.
Very hot.
Yeah, it's very good.
Temperature-wise, very hot.
Bueno, Winnie, so when you come back,
Bueno.
there's tons of road trip to do still. We're gonna go to the Balear Islands. Have you been?
We are not. Are we really?
Yes, of course we are. Then Valencia, we're gonna go.
Wow.
Tons of stuff.
So we're going to keep traversing Spain.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
we're
we'll
gonna-
keep you up to date.
We'll be texting you constantly.
Okay, good.
Texting you and phoning you in the middle of the night.
Fantastic.
And we're going to have Le Grand Orange back in a few days.
That's hilarious.
And I won't make any more pumpkin jokes about him either. Going to
Did you liken
Asturias,
him to a pumpkin?
big orange thing.
Oh my God. Spanish rice is just unlike any other rice.
This is good though, I like this, like soupy paella.
Arroz caldoso. Una para Bitman.
Or do you eat the heads out of those?
You suck them out.
I did that in
With
País
juices.
Vasco. But it was worth it. It was really good.
Really?
Want one?
No, thank you. I'm not even hungry, and I managed to eat this whole stupid bowl of brothy rice. What is it?
¿Cómo se llama?
Dentón.
Dentón.
I can't
Skin
figure out
on
what it
uncooked,
is.
we could figure out, well, you can never figure out what it is like this. And a little coleslaw. ¿Cómo se llama coleslaw?
Coleslaw.
Seriously.
I have no clue.
You have no clue?
No.
It's really lovely.
The second or third time we've eaten very well today. It's a good day.
It's a great day.
This is, I think, the best day in terms of food. Everything we've had has
And
been...
totally simple, right?
Yeah.
Except for the secret tejeringos.
Guys, hate to eat and run and not even stay for dessert, but I gotta go.
Can we get you a doggy bag for
No.
Here, take a roll. You're going to England. There's nothing to eat there.
How dare you? Don't stand, don't stand. Bye.
See you next month. Have a
We'll
good shoot.
miss you. Take care.
Miss you.
Have a nice time with the kids. Bye. Bye. To the rest of the road trip until we meet our friends again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cordoba is a city of the ages. The Romans, the Arabs, and the Catholics all reigned here.
You know that Cordobesa women have a reputation for being the most beautiful? Las Cordobesas?
Really? Where do we find them?
We'll go and see them soon. But my grandfather, who has an amazing memory, and he recites poetry and everything incredibly at 96 still.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
How great.
It's quite impressive. Now being here, it reminds me of this thing that he recites called Un alto en el camino. It says, es artista y cordobesa. She is an artist and from Cordoba. Con andares de gitana means with the way or the way of walking of a gypsy. Mira como una sultana. She looks like a sultan, so her gaze is like a sultan. Y habla como una princesa, and she speaks like a princess.
Very beautiful. It's beautiful in Spanish.
Beautiful. Mira, Bitman.
See.
We're gonna see los baños califales.
Caliph's baths.
Yeah.
Look how the ramparts look just like the ones at the Alhambra.
¿Verdad?
So, you know, this was really the heart of the Andalusian Empire, which was really the heart of the Spanish Empire, which was really the heart of the imperialist world in the 15th and 16th century. I mean, this is when, you know, before the British Empire, this was the biggest empire in the world, the whole New World, the southern part of North America, all of Central America, South America, all reported back to here.
Exactly.
Look at the size of this. This is the mosque. So this city was much bigger than it is now. It's a completely Moorish city. And until los Reyes Católicos,
Muy bien, Bitman.
until they took over,
Yeah.
this city was one of those places that was famous for having Christians, Muslims, and Jews all living together in relative harmony.
Hola. Sí. They recognize it from Granada. Mira a tu izquierda la puerta del perdón.
Puerta del Perdón.
Wow. Amazing, no?
The gate of pardons?
Yes. Mira, the water wheel, Bitman.
You know how old that is? It's more than 1,000 years old. It's like from the 8th century.
Wow, I love this.
700 or 800. Tango. Poquito de hambre.
Bueno, si es un poquito, we can live with that. What I'm worried is when you say, tengo mucha hambre.
Muchísima.
That's when I'm worried.
But it's
fine.
It's a process.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Poquito de
Maybe it's 2
hambre.
minutes from now. You
Comes
go to the
on
other
very
state.
quickly. What do they eat here? Do you know? Can you tell me anything about
Yes, I think
la comida cordobesa?
Cordobesa. I think here, actually, one of the typical dishes is the pies de cerdo, if I'm not wrong.
Pig's feet?
Yeah, which it's one of the things that I'm not that thrilled by.
Oh, that's good because we like it when you try things that you think
pero-
you don't like.
No, seriously. I've never been into, you know, orejas, patitas, cabecitas.
So good, orejas.
No.
Orejas. Even though it was still morning, all this talk about pig's feet and pig's ears had me thinking it was time to address my poquito appetite with a poquito snack.
Hola, buenos días. Hola, buenos días. Esto para ti, ¿no? Ah, bueno, 2 para Bitman, que lo necesita. Y yo
No, you have one. You need one.
I don't drink coffee.
You're so lethargic. You're so depressed. I think you need
What
to.
are you talking about? I'm really happy. Ooh, now this is my life. Gracias. Oh.
You're gonna drink some olive oil, or you're gonna get some bread to put under it.
Bread and olive oil is the best thing you can eat every single morning of your life.
Best from what perspective?
Every single perspective you look at it from. It's gorgeous, delicious, and at the same time, it's really healthy.
The olive oil's healthy. The bread's not so healthy.
Bread is healthy too. You
Well,
need
it
it.
won't kill you, but
Well, there you go.
you're better off having a cherimoya,
Yeah.
a mango,
No, but I think
an avocado.
you can have all of that in the same thing.
Avocado on bread with tomato
That's good. That's good stuff too.
and olive oil.
But there's
and
something
lemon.
about the simplicity of just good olive oil, salt, and good bread, and you bite, and that first crunch every morning of your life makes it worth living.
The
Just to
simplest
bite
things
on that.
make you happy.
Yeah.
The sun is making me happy.
Yes.
El Sol de Andalucia.
Oh, it's perfect, eh?
So what is this plaza?
This is Plaza Corredera, and it's a Castilian plaza. And I think it was kind of abandoned. Wow, look at this bread. And recently they redid lots of the flats for young people.
Gracias.
Gracias. Vamos a ver. It's all in the pouring. The quantity has to be perfect. This is perfect quantity. And now?
God, now you're a freaking gastronome. You're gonna be insufferable
No, I'm
soon.
serious.
Insufferable.
This is the perfect way to do it. I do this every morning of my life. Do you know when I was studying in Wilmington?
Wilmington?
I took a huge can of olive oil and I would take it into the, how do you call this, the canteen or
The cafeteria.
the cafeteria every single morning. I would have a bagel with olive oil.
Gross.
Gross? No, it's wonderful. You
The
should try
bagel
it.
is gross.
This tomato looks amazing.
I need some more salt.
It's
I
very
can tell
typical
already.
from here too.
Tomato?
What do you think?
Like butter and jam, but different.
Actually, it's a myth that olive oil is fattening.
All fat
Pero-
has the same number of calories.
No, pero
Pero.
there's 2 types of fat, the good fat and the bad fat. Good
So-
fat, avocado. Good fat, olive oil. Bad fat, potato chips.
Well, unless they are fried in olive oil.
Bueno, even so, once you fry it, it becomes bad fat.
When we finish this trip, I'm putting together a book.
Really? You're
The
giving...
Scientific Wisdom. You think I'm going to do a cookbook?
Yeah,
no.
with me. No?
The Scientific Wisdom of Claudia Bassols.
Other interesting facts is that you could have tons, and I mean tons of olive oil. You could pour this whole thing in bread every morning of your life and you wouldn't get fat.
It has
in
the
olive
same
oil.
number of calories as butter, and as
The
lard
calories
for
are
that matter.
stupid anyways.
Oh, okay.
It's not about calories. It's about eating good fat. Fat in food is good.
I agree.
We need fat.
Absolutely, I have
But
no
like,
question there.
we need
But it's all a
avocado.
matter of quantity. If you drink a bottle of olive oil every morning,
wouldn't
in
wanna
fact,
drink
you
it
will
anyway.
get fat.
Bueno, but it would be good fat.
Even for me, a card-carrying contrarian, there is no arguing with the scholarly world of Claudia Bassols. But no matter, the morning sun and our olive oil-drenched snack had me in a good mood as we made the 5-kilometer trek from Cordoba to Medina Asada, a place referred to as the Versailles of the Middle Ages.
Mi corazón.
Miko, well, but it's,
Yeah,
you know, it was
you
by
can-
the Clash.
Yeah, I
They're British.
know.
Their Spanish is probably
So-
worse than mine.
I don't know.
You don't know? You know, this was the original urban sprawl because Cordoba was too crowded. There was already too many. So what's the guy's name? He came out here.
Abderrahman III.
Abderrahman
And this is
III.
Medina Zahara. He named it like that in honor of his girlfriend, Azara.
Very sweet.
Very, very sweet. And also he wanted to prove his power. So Cordoba was getting too small for him. He wanted to set all his courts here. And, you know, also the building of the terraces like this. the people who were higher up, so himself, were the most powerful.
Right.
And
he built it in like a minute,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
30 years, something
30 years,
like that?
and it actually
A whole
only
city.
lasted 30 years.
He built it in 30 years, it lasted 30 years?
Very little.
That was it?
Yeah.
We're getting into the nice neighborhood here.
This whole level actually was for the administrative department,
Yeah.
the big shots.
So the people who were running things, the people who took kickbacks, didn't pay taxes, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, here
people
you
had
had
lots of servants, but they lived somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here actually was the prime minister.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
the prime minister's house, and it was when Abderrahman's son was in power.
So he wasn't royalty, but he was high enough up to have marble columns. and whatnot.
Exactly.
Well, this is really, we're in Beverly Hills. This is like the high-rent district that we were all the way down there.
Yeah.
The entrance way over there. Look at this. So we come all the way up.
I do feel the power here. I feel in control of all of this.
What's the female caliph?
The female caliph?
Yeah, the Khalifa.
La Califa, La Califa Basol.
Not bad. But so this is where the real rulers lived. Oh,
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
It is amazing.
Well, so it goes for Andalucia. We've seen quite a bit. Granada, Cordoba.
I know.
My favorite thing was the tropical fruit, I have to say.
How good. But like all good things, nothing lasts forever, like this, which
You're
only
so
lasted 30
wise.
years. So
Ah,
I think we should
very
move
good.
on and see new things.
Castilla de León,
Hey.
Segovia,
Venga.
some jamón.
Oh, Bitman, you know how to conquer me. Let's go. Ooh, our
Los
first
Robles,
pigs.
y los Ibéricos.
Oh.
These pigs have a better life than me.
Well, we deserve it, Biddy.
This is a suckling pig of 21 days old. Cut with this, like I don't know. So.
Hey, Biddy, you're loosening up, huh?
Yeah, I'm totally comfortable. I'm going to throw the helmet away soon. Look at this. Mira, Claudia.
Ah, ala, esto es increíble. Now, all of them looking towards
Facing
the
the
altar.
altar, yes, of course. It's like the sea, but
I
tastes a
love the
little
sea.
metallic.
I like to swim in it, pero a ver. I can't.
Want to know more about our most excellent road trip through Spain? For killer recipes, blog updates, travel tips, and a few wacky things we didn't show you on TV, visit us at SpainOnTheRoadAgain.com.
Relive every episode with Spain, a culinary road trip, the companion cookbook and travel guide. Mario chronicles an eating tour like no other, with Gwyneth, Mark, and Claudia on a Spanish road trip of a lifetime. The volume features hundreds of striking color photos and more than 70 regional recipes. You can order by visiting SpainOnTheRoadAgain.com or call 800-260-8633. The price is $34.95. And remember, what happened in Spain didn't stay in Spain.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things that I may never see again. I can't wait to get on the road again.